It's your father. No. No, this is a nightmare.
Thank you everybody for waiting. The Black Ops 7 review is finally here. I have timestamps down below if anyone wants to skip to a specific section. This was the worst game of 2025 that I played. But before we start today's video, I wanted to thank today's sponsor. Check out eWin's gaming chairs. Right now they got a New Year sale going on. And if you use my code TP, you can get an extra 30% off. And my code will work on anything on the site. It's not just for gaming chairs. It will also work for any gaming desks that you guys might be interested in. This is the new eWin Champion gaming chair. And this chair is made out of ergonomic cushions, which make it very comfortable to sit in. It is the most comfortable gaming chair that I've ever sat in. And what I love about this chair is I love how magnets play a huge role in this. Like, for example, these armrests, these are actually interchangeable. And these just clamp on just like that because of the magnets. This one, just like that too. Very easy to assemble this chair. The slide covers, same thing like that. Put on just by magnets. This chair does not take very long to put together. You could put this chair together in less than an hour. And here we actually have a few pillows. This one on the bottom, this one is not magnetic, but this one you can put here in the middle, or you can just keep it down there. But this one up here, this one is actually magnetic. And so you can stick it like here, or stick it up here. And so you don't have to worry about holding this pillow constantly at your back. The chair also has an adjustable lumbar system, both horizontal and vertically. Here I actually have it on the lowest back setting right now. And what I like about this chair is this chair also has a lot of weight resistance. This chair actually has 400 pounds of weight resistance. So it's very strong in its design and it's very durable. Let me actually show you guys that weight test right now. Okay, and so this is the weight test. So again, this chair can hold 400 pounds of weight. I don't recommend to stand on that chair with wheels, but we're just doing this for the test. So you guys can see right here, 400 pounds, and I'm around 150 pounds. So this chair can hold a lot of weight. It's very strong. I do trust it, and it's made out of good, strong material. Additionally, about these magnetic armrests that I talked about earlier, these you can actually fully adjust for height. So right here, we're adjusting them, making them the tallest we can. And we can actually push this in or push it out. So here, push that in. That is fully adjustable. On top of that, this chair actually does have a recline option, so you can lay down, take a nap. I like doing this, especially after working on a big lore video like I worked on here. You can just do that. And you can also lock the chair in place, adjust the pillow here underneath her head or neck. We can lock the chair in place so you don't have to worry about this chair actually tilting over like other chairs, which is just nice. Great to relax in. And really easy to just pull right back up. And we can adjust whatever setting that we want on this. Okay, now back to the video. So I wanted to talk about Black Ops 7 and break this game down and why this is the worst game that I've played in years. It is. This is honestly the worst game that I've played since the Saints Row reboot. And while Mindseye was a disaster, it really sucked. It was another terrible game. I actually consider this game worse than Mindseye. And I'm going to explain why near the end of the review. But also, in this review, I'm going to be speaking completely straight from the heart, guys. I am not using a script from this video, so I'm just basically just recording this all, speaking to you guys straight from the heart. The only thing I have is I have some bullet points on my computer that I'm just going to go over in order on everything about this game that just pissed me off. But also, this video is covering primarily the campaign, so if you're hoping for me to talk about multiplayer zombies, I'm sorry, but that's not really my thing. The reason I'm reviewing the campaign is because I'm a big lore guy. You know, when it comes to stories in games, that's what I'm good at. I explain the lore in games, I'm big on the lore, so I'm reviewing primarily the campaign. If you like the zombies and the, multiplayer, okay, that's fine for you, I'm happy for you. But I'm covering primarily the campaign, and that's the main reason I bought this game. I didn't buy this game for the zombies, I didn't buy this game for the multiplayer, I bought this game for the campaign, because I was a big fan of Black Ops 2 when that came out in 2012. I played it when it first came out, and this was supposed to be the sequel to Black Ops 2, the direct sequel, continuing the story of Black Ops 2. And so I was really excited for this, hoping that at least we would get a good story, but unfortunately we didn't. Not only did we not get we got a bad story, we got the absolute worst shit story in the entire Call of Duty series. This is even worse than Vanguard. This is worse than Modern Warfare 3 that we've had in 2023. I don't think there's gonna be a campaign that's gonna top this, unless, you know, don't give them any more bad ideas. But anyways, let's start off here. So with this game, the introduction to this game, the intro, it's actually not too bad. Let's actually watch the intro. The intro cutscene isn't actually bad.
This video is triggered to play upon my assassination.
My god, they got pop-ups in the single player now.
SDA. You know how to proceed. My death will be a light.
This is the video that plays when Menendez dies in Black Ops 2.
Raul Menendez's final words, spoken a decade ago, ignited global unrest and political upheaval on an unprecedented scale. The Cortes DA riots left trillions in damage and casualties worldwide. Governments resorted to controversial, often brutal, ruthless measures to restore order. The chaos emboldened rival nations, fueling a new era of global instability. And now, as the 10th anniversary of the uprisings approaches, a new video, apparently from the former leader of Cortes DA, has surfaced.
My name is Raul Menendez, and as you can see, I am alive and well. 2025 was just the beginning, a necessary first step. In 3 days, we shall celebrate it by taking the second. And to governments repressing the wills of their people, I say, your streets shall once again run red with your blood. Once again, you shall know fear.
All right, we are joined by Ms. Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild, which is a world leader in innovation and security. Ms. Kagan, Emma, tell us, what's your take on this?
Thank you for having me, Chris. Our forensic analysis uncovered tags embedded in the stream that match those used by Cortes DA. It does appear to be authentic.
In light of that, how serious of a threat do you believe this is?
Well, Menendez is a terrorist that's proven he can carry out large-scale, highly coordinated attacks. And governments? I mean, they've shown they don't know how to prevent, respond, or even recover from such events.
And that's where the Guild can help.
That's right, Chris. We're gonna do everything in our power to stop this.
We have a problem.
Excuse me.
Chris.
I can't thank you enough.
No, really, thank you, Chris. And you take care, okay?
You as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Not here.
One moment. Picked them up entering restricted airspace over Sector 4. Do you think they know?
No chance. Probably just sniffing around.
Looks like they're gonna do a lot more than just sniff.
Who are they?
Jigsaw. Nothing but blunt instruments. They have no idea who they're dealing with.
So the intro basically tells us that it is now 2035. It has been 10 years since the Cortes DA uprising of Raul Menendez, and so this story does start seeming to build up. It mentions the events of Black Ops 2, gets us hooked on it, but then what happens is they start talking about the Guild. Now, if you don't remember the Guild are in Black Ops 6, and as you guys remember, they are actually the Mafia in Avalon. These are the Guild in Black Ops 6.
Wait for my signal, not before.
Timetable's moved up. I want that shipment sent tonight.
You CIA types are all the same. And this one, troublemaker.
What's going on in there?
We have a visitor. Walked right into the lion's den. Alone.
Uninvited.
Maybe this one works for a rival, huh? Or maybe Pantheon is trying to squeeze us.
We came to you, Miss Sadie.
We learn the truth one way. Or another.
love it.
Show me your visit.
Go ahead.
Well, look at that. You're a long way from home, Case. This man is extremely dangerous. Kill him immediately.
Aminado.
How the hell did they go from being a mafia to literally becoming a, this giant private military corporation that makes all of these drones, makes all of these robots, and is one of the most powerfulest companies in the world? It literally has its own private army. How did the mafia go from that to this? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. There's not even like a breakdown here. There's not explaining how did the mafia get so powerful, how did the mafia get big. They just took that faction from Black Ops 6, and what they did was, oh, you know what? Let's turn them into a private military, giant right now. Oh yeah, the fans are definitely gonna like that. But it gets worse. It gets much worse in the storyline. So when we're actually doing in the very first mission of the game gives you a terrible impression. The game actually does have co-op, and when it was announced that this game had co-op, I was very cautious about that, because I was like, if it's co-op, how much of that cinematic linear experience are we actually gonna get? Because there are several missions in Call of Duty, for example, where we are by ourselves. We're stealthily, taking out enemies. It's meant to be a solo mission, quiet. And I was like, how are they going to accomplish that whole cinematic linear experience that, we like in a Call of Duty game when we have, 4-player co-op? And my worst fear came to happen, which is that this is not that, linear cinematic experience that we want. Instead, this is a game where you run through in Warzone and you fight bullet sponge bosses, just like this. It gives you a really bad impression right at the start.
Keep things quiet as long as
Well,
possible.
graphics are definitely really good. Okay,
Are we clear to talk now?
yeah, we're good. Oh my god, the enemies are like bullet sponges. What the hell is this?
I told you.
Like, enemies have health bars? Like,
I told you. This is exactly what
if I wanted to play The Division, I'll play The Division.
So, the C-Links, they are a predecessor to the DNI from Black Ops 3.
I didn't play Black Ops 3.
Well, it basically features some stuff in your head.
Clear the area? Okay.
Yep. And like I told you, every enemy in this game is bullet spongy. Not a single one of them is easy to kill. And there's armor plates, if you can see. Just like Warzone.
Oh my god, they made Warzone into a campaign. And while you can do the game solo, you can play through the game solo, the problem is you're at a massive disadvantage, and all the bullet sponge bosses are going to basically gang up on you, so you have to just keep tearing into these enemies. Literally, I feel like I'm playing Destiny or something. I don't even feel like I'm playing a Call of Duty game at this point. What the hell is with the bullet sponge bosses and the health bars on them? I didn't mind health bars personally on zombies in Cold War, because at least I knew how much ammo I had to use on each zombie, but I don't want garbage like that in a single-player game. I definitely don't. And then about, these hallucinations. This is where, you have a huge chunk of the gameplay, these garbage hallucinations. Just take a look at this right here.
Yeah, about that.
Status report. Total containment failure. Shit.
Go! Go!
What the F is this? So these hallucinations are triggered by the cradle. So the Cradle was actually a super weapon. It was this gas that Pantheon had developed in Black Ops 6 that basically makes people turn extremely aggressive, makes them see a bunch of monsters, a bunch of scary things, turns them into violent savages, and then over time it also gives them a heart attack and kills them. Now, this weapon was actually interesting in Black Ops 6, and it was, something new and something different. But what they did was, they basically took that Cradle weapon from Black Ops 6, and then they put it in Black Ops 7, and they're like, oh, the Guild has it now. Well, how the hell does the Guild have it? I don't think they really explained that. I mean, unless I missed something in the campaign, I didn't see exactly how did the Guild get this, gas, how they got it exactly. And also, the Guild's intentions are just so stupid. It is the most idiotic thing that I've heard. Throughout most of the story, when you're playing through most of the story, you can't seem to figure out why is the Guild doing this? Why is the Guild using this gas? Why are they doing these gas attacks? Why are they pretending that Menendez is still here? Why are they doing that exactly? Well, you come to find out later in the game that the reason they're doing this is so that they can sell security to other countries. They can sell security to other countries. We'll protect you from the Cradle. We'll protect you from the gas. We'll protect you from this Raul Menendez threat that we created. But the thing about that, when you think about that, that's pointless, because right at the start of the game, David Mason and his team basically exposed the Guild for being behind the whole Cradle attack. So the entire world knows that they are the ones that are behind the attacks. The US government knows. The whole world pretty much knows at this point. So it makes no sense why other countries would want their security and protection if they know that they're the ones that are launching the gas. So you're going to hire mercenaries to protect you from gas that they've launched themselves. So no one's going to want to work with them. No one's going to want to hire them. This is, looking really bad for them. And also, they're a private military company. They don't have the resources to protect every single country on the planet. The whole plot of it makes no sense. Oh, we just want to start gassing everyone with the Cradle and, people are going to ask us for security. No, it's stupid. It just makes no sense.
There. You copy? David Harper.
Let's go.
Unable to join game session. What?
Welcome back.
Okay.
Your vitals were redlining.
We're good now.
I'll run diagnostics.
Later.
Just hit exit, it'll keep us in there.
Receiving.
Guild is trying to take out every major city from Beijing to New York.
They'll infect millions of people.
Blame it all on Menendez.
They'll sell Guild hardware as protection.
Control supply and demand.
We can't cover all this ground in time.
We won't have to. Cradle's still in Avalon. We just need to find the origin of the shipments.
Incoming.
Matchmaking cancelled? What? Servers at capacity. The mission wasn't able to start because the co-op servers are co-op campaign servers are currently at capacity? What the hell? What? Melons, are you here?
Yeah, I'm watching the same as you are.
You had that same thing too?
Yeah.
My god, the game, not only is the game's story terrible, but it's buggy as hell too. And about Raul Menendez, I literally feel like I've been tricked. I do. Because when they were advertising this game, when literally Treyarch was advertising this game, they were advertising Raul Menendez being an antagonist in this game. But Raul Menendez is not an antagonist in this game because he's dead. The canon ending in Black Ops 2 is that David Mason shoots Menendez in the head. And I just think it's so stupid. You're advertising Menendez on this game, but he only appears 2 times in the game. Menendez only appears in the very first mission where you see him right here.
Think we're clear.
Is not me you want.
I don't believe in ghosts.
No need to believe, but to seek me out. I know that right here with you. Your suffering only brought us closer together.
Fuck you.
You fight this stupid hallucination boss of him. It's basically a bullet sponge boss.
Now you suffer with me.
What the hell?
Yep, this is the boss fight.
Bullet sponge Menendez?
Yeah, he's a boss. There's gonna be multiple bosses throughout this campaign we have to fight. Like I said, this campaign is ridiculous. If only you believe me.
God damn it. Level 3, yep, I'm playing Warzone in a campaign right now.
One more chance.
Oh my god, this is getting annoying now. Okay, this is ridiculous. Oh my god, I'm getting...
Going for your nose.
Screw this! This is, I'm already getting so mad and this is just the first mission.
Well.
And then he only appears one other time at the very end of the game in, again, another hallucination.
She's in the control room. Find a way in.
Don't listen to him. He's about to crack. He can get you all killed.
Because inside that armor beats the heart of a scared little boy kidnapped by Menendez.
I will not kill you, boy.
Fuck you.
Remember all the years of anger and pain. Martyr me. For Cortes DA.
So literally, they just advertised Menendez being in the game, but he's not even actually in the game. He's just a hallucination. He only appears twice in the entire campaign, which is just stupid. But also, what I wanted to talk about is the lore here. And the lore makes no sense regarding Raul Menendez. So basically, Treyarch confirmed to us that the canon ending in Black Ops 2 is where David Mason kills Raul Menendez. While I can understand why they chose to keep Alex Mason dead, that part I can understand, because it doesn't make sense that Woods would just shoot Mason in the legs. He thought that he was killing Menendez at the time, so I understand why they kept Mason dead, but it makes no sense on why Section or David Mason would kill Menendez when literally throughout Black Ops 2, the whole point of the story was that Menendez was playing mind games with David Mason throughout the entire story. He was trying to get David Mason to do his bidding. He was trying to get David Mason, manipulate David Mason constantly. And the good ending is where you keep Chloe alive, she stops the virus, and you take Menendez alive so he cannot be, killed and used as a martyr, and he stays in prison. That is the good ending, and it's what I consider personally to be the canon ending. It makes no sense that David Mason would kill Menendez. No sense whatsoever, because the whole point of the story was that David Mason finally learns Menendez's tricks. He learns what makes Menendez tick, and he gets the jump on him, where throughout the entire game, Menendez is in control of everything. He's always manipulating everything behind the scenes. He's always one step ahead of everyone. But the whole point of the story in Black Ops 2 is that at the very end, you stop all of Menendez's tricks, and you basically pull a trick on him at the end, where you throw him in prison, stop his virus, and stop his plans. You don't give him what he wants, which is making him a martyr. It makes no sense that David Mason would kill Menendez. It's just fucking stupid. Excuse my language. I know I don't usually curse a lot, but it is just stupid. It makes no sense. It's just idiotic. Why the hell would Mason kill Menendez? I get that he killed his dad, sure, and that would make anybody mad, but throughout the whole story, he realizes that by killing him, he will just make him a martyr. It makes no sense, and so by that logic, you could blame David Mason for all the chaos that happened in those riots afterwards, which makes him actually more of a villain at that point. The whole thing is just idiotic. But moving on, the game gets much worse. Much, much worse, because I've just talked about the lore, but now we're going to be talking much more about the gameplay. Most of the campaign is literally set up in two sections. There's literally two sections to the campaign. The first section is Warzone campaign, and Warzone campaign is basically this. Okay, so this is like Melons and Aiden. This is like an open world, mission.
Yes.
Is it this open combat crap again from Modern Warfare 3?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's not going to be like a tank or anything, but it's going to be a truck.
And the thing about this is, I don't even have that much of a problem with Warzone, honestly. But if I want to play Warzone, I'll play Warzone. I don't want my campaign to be Warzone. I want my campaign to be linear. Like the linear, you know, cinematic storytelling that they had in the other Call of Duty games. Not this.
Any stronger?
I've got him. The signal's coming from a shipyard.
That's bad.
I don't know yet. Get eyes on
Well, I
the
just
shipyard
noticed
before you
something.
go
I'm
in.
playing this
There's an overlook
section.
ahead.
He's got Woods' dog tag on his arm.
Oh, that I didn't even see. Okay. Regroup outside the shipyard. Oh, do we have to go all the way back there now? Oh, no. I think we gotta go up there, yeah. Literally, what they did was, they took the Black Ops 7 Warzone map, and they literally just made it into a campaign. That is one of the laziest things that I've heard, you know, any developer do. So they already had a Warzone map they were making, but they said, you know what? Let's not put the work into making, you know, any extra linear cinematic, story missions like, you know, our fans want. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to take that Warzone map and we're going to expand this into an entire campaign. It is idiotic. And the thing is, after the whole open combat missions, we had the open combat missions in Modern Warfare 3, how did they not learn from that? People hated the open combat missions. I felt like I was playing, you know, Warzone at that point. I wasn't playing like a Call of Duty campaign. You're exploring, running around the map, completing objectives. It doesn't give you that cinematic, linear experience that we want in a Call of Duty game, and you're opening up loot crates in a single-player game. And it's the same exact garbage here. So I don't know how they could do that. And the second section that the campaign is, so the first section, we got Warzone. But then the second section, do you know what we got? We got hallucinations. Hallucination, and hallucinations.
Standard, but if one expresses the right frequency, they're rather easy to exploit. It's over, David.
Now this is David's memories again.
David, Harper, anyone, do you copy?
When a team attempts to infiltrate the Sanctum, McKay attacks their ceiling, sending them into a nightmarish realm populated by David's early fears and memories. Oh, great, another one. Oh, and the cradle is moving up behind us, so we gotta keep pushing. Okay.
Another gate ahead. Where are the controls?
We basically get a Warzone mission in the campaign, and then through that mission, we get transferred to the next mission, which is a hallucination mission. So the gas is constantly affecting you, and more than half of the game's missions are hallucinations, which means they aren't even real. They aren't even happening. It's just the cradle that's doing it to you. And what basically happens is every single character in the game has their own nightmare, where David Mason has his own nightmare, with seeing Woods, and then he later sees his dad, and Alex Mason is turned into this, like, creepy prison warden in Vorkuta, and then they did this really creepy garbage in Alaska.
Step away from the console.
You're not gonna shoot your own father, David.
You're not him. I know who Alex Mason was.
But I'm here and he's not. You wanna lose me a second time?
I never lost him, and you're gonna help us. Now!
You're wasting your time, David.
If there's any part of you that is my father, you'd be fighting back. You want to be him? Prove it. Try it. Be the man I remember. Don't let her make you a puppet.
Don't bother, David. It's pointless.
Time to cut those strings, Dad.
I am in control here.
You belong to me.
No! He's the key. Let's go.
We stand in this zone, and we basically watch David Mason's memories with Alex Mason.
Oh.
We stand in the zone the whole time, and enemies will swarm us.
Good job, David. You can set the fire next time we're out camping.
Saved it.
Eventually, David ended up climbing that tree without Mason even seeing it.
Oh, crap.
We go down either way.
Man, you gotta pull No! My son remembers me!
What happened?
David, you're breaking free. But you don't have much time.
I know you're not real, but
I am. Because I'm part of you. And I'm proud of the man you become. Go. Leave this prison while you still can. We got your back.
you heard the man.
They basically thought, you know what? Let's just add a bunch of zombies. Let's just make zombies and monsters just constantly running around while you're trying to get, evil Mason to snap back into reality. It's just stupid. Turning Mason into some evil, prison warden and then flooding the map with zombies. You can see what they were trying to do. They were trying to appeal to the zombies crowd with this. But zombies, while I don't mind it as a separate mode, I don't want stuff like that in the campaign. I don't want stuff like that. And the thing is this is the first time in the Call of Duty series where we actually see Mason's home other than in Black Ops 2, because Mason is from Alaska. That's where Alex Mason is from, and that's where David Mason also grew up. And as someone who really likes Alaska, I was actually excited for this scene, that we actually get to see a little bit of, Mason's home, see how David Mason grew up and stuff like that. But this should not have been a hallucination. They could have done this mission as a flashback mission, where you played as Child Mason, and, Mason is, teaching his son, how to hunt, shoot, stuff like that, survive in the Alaska wilderness, things like that. That would have been a cool, moment, going back and getting to see what young David Mason was like being raised by his dad, Alex. Something like that would have been cool. Not this ridiculous scene where we're basically getting flooded by zombies. And I know what some people are going to say. Some people are going to bring up that Black Ops 6 mission where you get exposed to the cradle and then you see a bunch of zombies and a bunch of other stuff. What I will say about that is that mission actually worked, unlike this garbage here. And the reason that it worked in Black Ops 6 was because Black Ops 6 only had one of those missions. Only one, and the whole purpose of that mission was to show you what the cradle does. It was to show you, this is what happens when you inhale the cradle. This is what you see. You see horrible, scary crap just like this. And it wasn't just the zombies. You had a lot of really creepy things, like these creepy statues moving up on you. So that was the thing about that, is it was meant to show you what the cradle does. But having an entire game of you just hallucinate is just absolute stupidity. But then, going forward, we also have, the hallucinations of the other characters. Like, for example, Eric Samuels, his hallucination is when the president gets attacked in Los Angeles, going back to Black Ops 2. We have Harper's hallucination, which is the stupidest one in the game. Harper's hallucination is when it's going back to the USS Obama, the ship, in Black Ops 2, when it gets attacked and when Salazar betrays you, and you fight a giant Harper boss.
Hey, easy, man. This isn't real.
The hell it ain't! You're gonna turn on us too! Hey, Harper, cool it. Who is it? Who's talking to the goddamn killer?
Oh, you motherfuckers.
The key to this is to stay behind cover the whole time.
What was that?
This is when Menendez attacked the Obama.
Yes, and look who's right here.
The hell?
Maybe we can poke this out.
The hell? This is a Call of Duty game?
Yes.
What the F is this shit? What is this exactly? And then you also have 50/50's Nightmare, and 50/50's Nightmare, it is a nightmare about where she lost her arm in Japan, but I wasn't even paying attention to the story. I didn't even care for it at all.
Not what?
I've been here before.
Where?
Roji, Japan. About a year and a half ago.
This is where it all went down?
It was only my 4th mission after the surgeries. Everything had been fine up until that point. Better than fine.
What's this stupid
I
mission?
felt so strong, but
What happened in Roji isn't gonna happen again.
you don't know that!
And then we also have the woods scene. Oh my god, the woods scene is right near the start of the game, and oh my god, that crap is just stupid. You know what they did? They took Woods, they took him, and they made him into a fucking plant. They made him into a fucking plant!
No, this is a nightmare. You have to help us wake up.
I can't help you, David. I can't help you. Save yourself!
What the hell is this?
Giant woods plants monster that we have to kill.
What the fuck? Excuse my language. This is... What the hell? What?
Yep.
Told ya. Now we gotta fight it, and now we gotta kill it.
And this is a giant bullet sponge?
Yep, it is.
Another giant bullet sponge, just like Menendez.
I like how Harper's like the fuck. Yeah, like it's like this is too. That's literally my reaction to this too.
Did you think I was lying when I said that Vanguard makes this game look good?
Yeah, Vanguard does look good at this point compared to this. This is just I never thought I could hate a Call of Duty campaign so much in just an hour of playing it.
Same thought me and Fern had when we were playing it.
Was Fernando raging when he saw this?
No, but he was just as confused as we were. As you are. I don't think he was hating it, but he definitely wasn't liking it. He said us being there made it more bearable. It was me, JBK, Fern, and I think some randoms. Well, a random.
You know, speaking of which, we're fighting a giant plant monster. I think that the reason we're fighting this is I think the developers were probably smoking some plants, probably some very unique plants when they made this story.
Exactly what Fern said. That's almost to the T what Fern said when we were doing this boss fight.
Who honestly wrote the script for this? I think the developers were smoking some of their own plants when they wrote this, and on top of that, I feel like I'm playing some Walmart Resident Evil. That's basically what I feel like. I'm playing some Walmart version of Resident Evil, where I'm fighting some mutated giant plant monster. It makes no sense. Why would Woods just turn into some giant plant? It's just stupid. It's just dumb and idiotic. And of course, all of the bosses in this game, they are bullet sponges. They are all bullet sponges. But I will say one thing here. Despite all the negative things that I'm saying about this game, this mission specifically has one good thing to it, and I'm being sincere when I say this. I'm not lying. It does have one good thing in it, and the one good thing is, even though it is hallucination, it is that David Mason tells Woods that he has to learn to forgive himself for killing his best friend Mason, because that has been tormenting him. And even though Woods has been dead at this point, it is a hallucination. It is still a nice scene where, you know, he tells Woods, you gotta learn to forgive yourself. It's not your fault about what happened to him.
Woods? I'm not worth it, David. I'm a fucking monster.
What? No. No. Raul Menendez tricked you. You would never kill my father. You loved him. Menendez wanted you to suffer. Us to suffer. You gotta forgive yourself.
It's good advice, kid. You first.
Woods? Bioweapon is called the Kratom.
Probably the only good cutscene in the game. And it was only because Woods was in it.
Yeah.
The only cutscene in the whole game that's actually really good.
Somehow.
For me, that was one of the few only good moments in the game, because Woods was finally able to make peace with the fact that killing his best friend was not his fault, because that haunted him forever. And even though it's not the real Woods, it is still a nice scene. That is the only good thing that I'm going to say about the story in this game. That is the only cutscene that I actually liked. Every single other cutscene in this game was just pissing me off, and it was just annoying the living hell out of me. And now, let me tell you guys about some more stupid bosses coming up. So, as you're going through, early on in the game, you encounter this sniper woman.
Must be casualties from that toxin. But why wouldn't... Sniper!
Oh, well, no need to rush things. I've got nowhere else to be. And you've got nowhere left to run.
Who the hell are you?
Right where I want you. Gotcha.
Anyone see her?
Heads up.
I see her. Yep. Last shot.
Gotcha. She's right there.
Got her.
Target down. Search her.
Hey, searcher. That suffers is for you to kill her.
Karma, we have the access card.
Nice job.
So you have this sniper woman that starts fighting you, and she's such a forgetful character. I don't even remember what her name was whatsoever. And she's, of course, a boss, and another bullet sponge boss. And the thing is they could have had much better writing about this. The sniper woman, she was originally from India. She was serving as some kind of mercenary that was for the guild, and she has this really big devotion to the guild. She's so loyal to the guild. I wish they would have explained that story a little bit more, like, who is she? You know, what is her background exactly? You know, why is she so loyal to the guild? Like, you know, what happened? What caused her to be so loyal to the guild? Something like that, and maybe explaining something in her childhood. Maybe something like when she was a child or something like that, she got saved by the guild, and she started working for this evil organization and devoted her life to it. Something along those lines. But there's no explanation. It's just this random sniper woman. Oh, it's like, I'm just so loyal to the guild, I'm gonna kill for it here. And her boss fight is just annoying. She's just constantly teleporting from this rooftop, teleporting to this rooftop, and you're sniping at her constantly over and over and over again. And I will tell you something, I don't even feel like it's an actual good sniper battle. I honestly feel like I'm fighting a tryhard in Warzone. That's honestly what I feel like with that. And I will say this, for being a 2025 game, a 2008 game, Call of Duty World at War had a 100 times better sniper battle than this, because it was in Stalingrad. It was a really dark mission. All of your friends were pretty much dead except Reznov, and you had this one Nazi sniper that you were fighting against, and it was a very tense moment. That sniper battle was 100 times better than what we had here, and that was a World War II game.
He inspects each German garrison every day. We can use this building to flank his route.
Sniper! Get inside now! Smokes almost got me. We'll have to flush him out before we move on.
This guy's got like perfect accuracy.
He's on the fourth floor, left side. Now you just grazed him. Good hunting. The patrols will surely have heard those shots. We need to get moving.
That Nazi sniper that we fought against, that was a way more terrifying boss that we fought against. He wasn't a bullet sponge. When you hit him, you could have grazed him, and then you had to still keep fighting him, but he would go down in the second shot. This wasn't some ridiculous bullet sponge boss that was teleporting here, 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 and that sniper had way more of a better story than this random sniper woman. Like I said, I don't even know who the hell she is. And concerning World at War, I will say this about World at War. World at War did it good. And for a 4-player co-op game, it did it good. It did way better. It's the only Call of Duty game that I've really actually generally enjoyed the co-op in, was World at War. And World at War had 2 cinematic linear missions. You had Black Cats and Vendetta. And guess what? Those 2 missions were locked from co-op, for obvious reasons. Because you can't run around with 3 other people on missions like that that are meant to be single-player focused, which made sense. So that game did co-op way better than what we had here. But then moving on, throughout the story, we get to these 4 characters that are doing some operation in Japan, and the only character that I recognize there is Anderson, who's the female fighter jet pilot from Black Ops 2, and they're talking about saving some Japanese guy on a yacht, but the story was just so confusing. I didn't even understand exactly who this guy was. Everything just felt rushed to me. It just felt so out of place.
Heading back to his office.
Any active patrols in our way?
Not enough if they intend to stop us.
And Fukasawa will cooperate?
He's a sales exec. Simple twist in the arm, he's gonna walk us right through the forge.
If not, there's always plan B.
Dare I ask?
An EN-12. Experimental EMP. Wide radius. Extremely wide radius. And unauthorized for the mission, Vermont.
Figures. You trying to get us all killed again?
There's a possibility its electrical burst could short-circuit our ceilings. That's all.
That's all. How certain are you we'd even survive that?
Fairly certain.
Fairly certain.
It doesn't matter, it won't come to that. Fukasawa's our ticket. Colonel, we're gearing up and heading out.
Understood, expected to. Godspeed.
And they're talking about having to use some EMP, some device that's going to turn off all the electronics, and guess what? They end up using it anyways.
What a fucking mess. Good work. Bandit down, 2 remain. Bandit down, 1 remains. Lost hostile disengaging. Area clear.
Hey Aiden, you want to know something funny?
What?
I still don't know what's going on in this story.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
Like, this is just so rushed. It's just bizarre out of nowhere. Like, I know it's the guild from Black Ops 6, and they're trying to weaponize the cradle and all this, but I still don't fully understand the story, or what the hell is even going on, or what they're even doing right now. Oh, you didn't see that coming. They're like, oh, we might have to use this device, and you end up using it. And I want to talk about something here. What the hell is Anderson doing here? Why is she here exactly? And look, while I like Anderson as a character, don't get me wrong, I'm not attacking her. She was a character in Black Ops 2. She was that fighter pilot that covered you in the second to last mission in Los Angeles. Now, she's one of the best fighter pilots in America in the storyline, in the Black Ops lore. But while I'm happy to see her back, why is she here exactly with these Special Forces guys? That's what makes no sense about this. Anderson is a fighter pilot. She is a fighter pilot. So why is she all of a sudden with Special Forces now? What, she becomes like Special Forces now overnight? Like, how does that happen? You go from being a fighter pilot to being one of the most elite Special Forces in the world. It makes no sense. At least they could have explained how she transferred. I'm not saying it's impossible, but at least they could have explained how she transferred from being a fighter pilot to being in Special Forces. And the thing about that is she is using her literally pilot suit. She's literally as a Special Forces, soldier with her pilot suit. It makes no sense. It's like the developers are just thinking that we're complete idiots and we're not going to realize that it's Anderson unless they put her in the pilot suit. It's just a really badly designed. It makes no sense why Anderson is there as part of Special Forces. They could have had her as like air support or something like that in the game. I would have been fine with that. But having her boots on the ground as Special Forces, it makes no sense considering she didn't do any of that in Black Ops 2. And remember that team that I was talking about with Anderson? Well, guess what? It turns out that Razor is the traitor, and they don't explain exactly how they found out that he's the traitor. The game just basically says, oh, he was the traitor. You know, he was undercover. And the thing is, the characters were so forgetful that I didn't even remember who Razor was. So literally, when they said to me that Razor was the traitor, I didn't even remember who Razor was. And I will say, it is literally the most boring, stupidest betrayal that I've seen in a Call of Duty game. Literally so stupid. It was just dumb, it was boring, it had no build-up to it whatsoever, it was just ridiculous. And I know that some people are going to say, what about the General Shepard betrayal? The General Shepard betrayal worked so well because you did not see it coming. And it was like, why is General Shepard doing this stuff? Like, you know, why is he, you know, betraying, you know, Ghost and Roach and Captain Price? And so, you know, why is he doing stuff like this? But here, and you find out about General Shepard, you find out about him that the reason he was doing all of this was because he was angry about losing 40,000 troops in the Middle Eastern war against al-Assad's country from the nuke, and he wanted Americans to be more patriotic again, and he wanted to see himself as this hero saving America, and so he plotted with Makarov to start World War III. That was a much more, better betrayal, better written story for why General Shepard betrayed you. But when it comes to Razor, there's no explanation. Razor is basically like, ha ha ha, I'm evil. It's like, I'm one of the bad guys now. It's like, oh, you gotta side with the bad guys, blah, blah, blah. This Razor just shows up, jumps down from his helicopter, and you're fighting him 4-on-1, and it's basically just another bullet sponge boss, and he dies really quickly, you just completely forget about him.
You'll see what I mean in just a second.
Razor's in Avalon, and he's en route to your location.
Good. I'm gonna rip his goddamn traitor.
The traitor?
Cool off, Harper. Stay focused. Razor won't go down without a fight.
I'm with Harper. I say we make this one hurt.
Who are you, and what have you done with Samuels?
It's no more than he deserves. Fucking traitor.
Sorry, Mason. Playing the good guy only gets you so far.
My god, what a cringe line.
Told you.
This ability of mine does a crap ton of damage to him.
That slippery bastard disappeared. For now, just deal with better than all you put together.
Another shield deployed. Find cover. He's got a grenade launcher.
That was a really easy boss.
And now look.
Anything to say for yourself?
Yeah. You can't win, Mason. Not against them.
Damn.
I just wish I could kill him again.
Well, let's hope that's the last traitor you have to shoot.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
If Razor was the traitor, why couldn't he literally just kill Anderson and kill everybody else earlier? Instead, you had a mission where you played as a traitor, you played as Razor, but he was such a forgetful character. It was one of the stupidest betrayal that I've seen in a Call of Duty game. It made no sense. It was just built up like this, and that was that. But now, let's move on here, because I want to talk about another major reason that this game sucks. Another major reason that this game sucks is because of the characters. So they've already ruined several of the characters in this game. David Mason is not himself. He isn't. He's just a shadow of his former self. Samuels, I didn't really have that much of a problem with. I thought he was okay. Harper, Michael Rooker, he tried. He really did. The guy who Michael Rooker, I don't have a problem with the actor because I can tell from his performance, he was the guy who really tried. Throughout the game, he was the guy who gave it his absolute best in the storyline.
Wait! How's the view, fucker? Jogging any memories? Easy, Harper. Maybe we should just let him go. Great idea.
Wait, please.
She told me.
Told you to what?
To find out why the cradle hasn't killed you. Your cerebral augments really are quite fascinating.
You know what? Drop him.
Killing me won't change anything. I already sent the intel to the Sanctum.
Sanctum. Where is that? We got what we...
However, though, we have 50-50. And 50-50 is the worst protagonist in the entire Call of Duty series. She is literally the most boring, worst written protagonist that I have ever seen. And I even asked you guys in the poll. You know, who is the worst written protagonist in Black Ops 7? And I was not surprised that more than 80% of you guys said that it was 50-50. And the thing about this is 50-50 apparently, she even has a real name. So I called her 50-50 in my poll, but I didn't even know that she had a real name. But according to the Call of Duty Wiki, she does have a real name. I don't even remember what it is. But about 50-50 is, again, remember, you had that hallucination mission where how she lost her arm in Japan. I didn't even understand how she lost her arm in Japan because I was too busy fighting all the bullet sponge robots that were constantly attacking me, so I couldn't even, listen to most of the dialogue as they were going through that. But the reason that 50-50 is such a badly written character is because she is this new character that just came out of nowhere and was just basically thrown into here. So you had 3 other characters. You had Harper, which we knew from Black Ops 2. You had David Mason, which we knew from Black Ops 2. And you had Samuels. And Samuels, well, I didn't remember him at first. I did remember him later on, that he is that Secret Service agent that you see in Black Ops 2. So Samuels did come back. I didn't have a problem with that. But what happened is you have this new character, you throw in 50-50, this buff woman with a prosthetic arm. It's like, where have we seen something like that before?
Hello, old friend.
They threw her in here, and they are basically trying to get us to like her. And I don't have a problem with the actress. I understand the actress did what she did with the script that she had, so it's not really on her. But I'm just saying overall that 50-50 is a terribly written character. She's an out-of-place character. She has no relation to any of the other, Black Ops 2 characters. They're trying to make this a sequel to Black Ops 2, and they're throwing in this new character that we don't care about at all. And they made this mission where we're supposed to feel bad for her losing her arm, but I didn't even care about that. I didn't even understand what was fully going on. I still don't understand how she lost her arm, because it's how badly the whole thing was ruined. And there are really stupid people out there. There's really dumb people that are basically defending the developer, and they're saying, oh, if you don't like 50-50, if you don't like this buff woman with this prosthetic arm, then you are sexist, then you don't like women characters. I have absolutely no problem with women characters. But do you know who should have been the fourth, character? It should have been Chloe. If you were going to add a playable female character to the game, it should have been Chloe. And Chloe is the one who's giving you information. She's talking to you on the radio through most of the game. Yeah, that's Chloe.
We need to extract enough biometric chips from cadavers to develop a baseline. Then we search for
Intel, how do I look at this intel?
Yeah, there's a bunch of dead assholes around here.
Oh, he's cheating 50.
Cheating.
God! Oh! Fuck that!
Oh, man.
Shit.
This
No
guy, too.
Next time, chess. Unless you got a metal brain, too.
Only part of it, same as yours. It's on.
Spectre 1, this is Spectre 2, acknowledge.
So why couldn't Chloe be there down in the field with you? Why did they create this new 50-50 character? Why did they make her? What is the deal here exactly? Why is she here? Why? So that's what I'll say about that. I don't care about 50-50's gender. I care that she's this random new character that they threw in here with barely any backstory, this buff woman with a prosthetic arm, and they tried to make you feel bad for her. The whole thing just made no sense. I did not connect with the character at all. I just didn't feel anything for that character whatsoever. So it has nothing to do with the character being a woman. If anything, they should have just made Chloe the playable character. They made Chloe the playable character instead of 50-50. I guarantee you that there would not have been this much backlash. But the people that are being stupid and saying that this is a sexist thing, it has nothing to do with 50-50 being a woman. It's just that she's a completely out of place character that was just thrown in there probably at the last minute. It makes no sense. And I will say this, is the developers, going further with Chloe, the developers basically, they make no sense whatsoever with the storyline. The reason the developers are violating their own lore is because Harper is alive in the storyline, but so is Chloe. And that makes no sense. And the reason that it makes no sense in the storyline is because Harper, for Chloe to survive, Harper has to die in Black Ops 2. Because if Harper survives, then Fareed dies. And Fareed cannot protect Chloe, which means that Chloe dies. So when you're playing through Black Ops 2, you have to either save Chloe or you have to save Harper. So it's like they literally forgot the lore in their own games. They literally are trying to make this a sequel to Black Ops 2, but they forgot the lore to their own games, which is just absolute stupidity. And there is only one way that both Chloe and Harper could have technically survived. And the only way that both of them could have survived is if Fareed tries to kill Menendez, he gets killed, but also Chloe gets captured. She gets captured by Menendez, so it means that David Mason failed. Mason failed to save her in Black Ops 2, and then not only that, but he didn't bother to go and save her, and he just left her. He didn't bother to do the optional mission, you know, the strike mission, to save Chloe. So that is the only way that I could think of that she could have survived. And that's even stupider because it's suggesting that David Mason would just abandon Chloe and let her get tortured by Menendez and wouldn't bother saving her. That's ignoring the strike mission, which is, it's just terribly, terribly written. It's like they're forgetting literally the lore in their own games. And that's, as somebody who likes lore a lot in games, makes a lot of lore videos, that is something that really pisses me off when developers really violate their own lore. That is something that's always aggravated me so much. But now, you know, going further in this game, we're getting up near the end of the game. Near the end of the game, when you finally confront Emma Kagan, and you fight her on this, you know, underwater platform, which is basically just a rip-off Dragovich's, you know, Black Ops 1 underwater platform. You're fighting her, and then more gas gets released, and of course, you have more hallucinations.
A big, fat failure.
This is the end of it, though. Are you about to watch the stupidest cutscenes of your life?
Let's get out of here.
And how do we do that?
Oh my god, no more hallucinations, please. Just end this crap already. Just...
One way. Go up.
Parkour, parkour.
Colonel, Karma, we're trying to get out. We may not make it.
Evacuating.
We have to find a way out. Don't stop. Keep running. We can do this.
Wrap her up.
Rooker's coming in. It's not gonna hold. Get ready.
Section, Blackheart's breaking apart. You have to get the hell out of there, now!
Warning, rapid loss of oxygen will lead to blackout. Oxygen level critical, blackout imminent.
And you are trying to basically fight her robot, these robots that she's just, you know, dropping in constantly, which again are giant bullet sponge enemies, while you are fighting a bunch of hallucinations. It's just terrible, absolutely terribly written. And I will say this, the entire storyline, if you just basically go through it like I did, is 4 hours. That is how long the entire story is, 4 hours. I know I'm sounding like Angry Joe here, but that's exactly what this is. The storyline is 4 hours. 4 hours of this nonsense. And I will say this is probably the only game that I can think of where I was actually happy that it was over when it did. Like, because, like, I have never, you know, thinking about it, like, thinking about all the games I've played, like, literally just finishing a game so quickly, like Black Ops 7, has probably made me happy, because I didn't have to deal with this stuff, and I didn't have to go back to this stuff. And also, guys, just telling you guys something else, I hated Black Ops 7 so much that I did not have even the guts to re-download it and even go through the missions again. I could not torture myself. I could not do it for this video. So that's literally why I'm using, footage from my playthrough, because I could not go back and do all of this stuff. I couldn't, because it just made me so mad. And I will say this, maybe one good comment that I will say at the end here is that when you beat Black Ops 7's campaign, it unlocks this new mode, which is called Endgame. And Endgame basically takes place after the campaign. You can play as multiple operators in that mode, and basically you go into the guild's area. I think it's in Avalon again. And when you're going through there, you are completing different objectives. You're completing different objectives, and it's supposed to continue the storyline. And I actually don't mind that mode. That's the one thing I will say. I know that might have like an unpopular opinion, but I actually somewhat enjoyed Endgame. When I finally got to the end of the game, Endgame ironically was the one that I kind of enjoyed. And I know some people might accuse me of being a hypocrite, saying I want that linear cinematic experience, but the thing is, I do want a linear cinematic experience. The entire campaign should be a linear cinematic experience. But if we have like an extra co-op mode on the side, something like that, exploration, because I was a big fan of DMZ, I'm fine with having an extra mode. But the campaign itself should not be in Warzone. The campaign itself should be a linear cinematic thing. If they want to add like an extra co-op mode, once you beat the game, where you can explore, you complete objectives, and it continues the story, that I'm fine with. But when it comes to the actual campaign, we want a good linear cinematic experience like we had in the other Call of Duty games. We want that type of storyline. We don't want this Warzone, open world crap, and we don't want this hallucination garbage. And I will say this, what they were trying to do with this game is they were trying to appeal to everyone. They were trying to appeal to the people who played Black Ops 6, because they're bringing back the Cradle, they're bringing back a lot of the characters from Black Ops 6, like the Colonel was one of the main characters from Black Ops 6. They're bringing him back. He's a lot older now. Now he's a colonel, but he was the CIA agent. And now and what they were doing is they were trying to appeal to the Black Ops 2 crowd, because they were trying to basically bank off of people's nostalgia, which is why they basically created those giant hallucinations of, those past missions in Black Ops 2. And what they were trying to do also is they were trying to appeal to all the Warzone players, and they were trying to appeal to all the Zombies players. But basically, they made the exact same mistake that Saints Row did. And Saints Row did the exact same mistake, where it was trying to appeal to everyone. It was trying to appeal to the people who like the crazy action, and it was trying to appeal to the people who like the old Saints Row games. And because of that, we had a mess like the Saints Row reboot. And that's exactly what happened here. They were trying to appeal to the Warzone players, the Black Ops 2 players, the Black Ops 6 players, literally the Zombies players, and it just turned into a giant mess of a game. It had no direction, it had no purpose, and I will say this on this final point, this game is worse than Mindseye. It is worse than Mindseye, it is. I even asked you guys in a poll what game was worse, this game or Mindseye, and most of you guys voted for this game being worse than Mindseye. Now Mindseye, while it was a terrible game, Mindseye does have one redeeming factor. And the one redeeming factor that Mindseye does have is that Mindseye at least had a decent storyline. It did. So when it came to Mindseye, for the most part, when my main complaint with Mindseye was the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was, terrible. It was generic. The shooting was generic. There was glitches in it. And on top of that, yeah, it was the glitches, the gameplay was generic. You couldn't steal, cars in the world. So I had my issues with Mindseye. But the one thing Mindseye had going for it was that Mindseye at least had somewhat of a decent plot written. And when Charlie died in Mindseye, I was generally upset, because I generally liked Charlie as a character. So that's what I will say, is that even though Mindseye was a terrible game as well, at least Mindseye had a decently written storyline. As bad as the gameplay was, at least the storyline was not pure garbage. Where in this game, the storyline had no direction. It didn't even know what it was doing. It was a disaster. Mindseye's ending was terrible. I will say that. The ending of Mindseye was absolutely terrible. But the story itself was actually not bad. I didn't think the story was badly written. It was just the gameplay and a bunch of other things that was wrong with it. And the thing about Black Ops, Black Ops 7 is Black Ops 7, I didn't really encounter any glitches. But it shows you that even when a game doesn't really have glitches, it can still be a total disaster, which is what Black Ops 7 is. But I will give credit to the developers on one thing, is the developers actually made a statement. And while they didn't acknowledge that Black Ops 7 was a disaster or that it sucked, they're doing that primarily for their investors. They can't admit that the game was a failure. They basically said that they've heard the community and they've listened to the community. And hopefully this means that with Black Ops, Modern Warfare 4, which is coming out this year, the developer, which is, I think it's Infinity Ward now, are going to listen. They're going to listen to the fans, and they're actually going to make a decent game. And the thing about the Modern Warfare series is even though Modern Warfare 3 had a terrible storyline, it killed off Soap, it made Makarov into like a complete idiot, he wasn't this genius that he was in like the old Call of Duty games, at least they can still somewhat salvage that. You know, they can't bring Soap back to life, obviously, but and maybe if they put their effort into it, they can actually fix the storyline. Because Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2022 both were great storylines. I actually really like the stories in both those new Modern Warfare games. Modern Warfare 3, I didn't like that one. So if they actually play their cards right, they might actually be able to fix Modern Warfare 4's storyline and actually fix a lot of the mistakes that Modern Warfare 3 made and actually make it a linear cinematic experience, no open combat missions, no Warzone crap, no hallucinations, none of that stuff, actually focus on a good Modern Warfare storyline. So that's one thing I am excited for the Call of Duty game this year, because at least I'm hoping the developers listen to it. And if you're giving me, and I will say this, as my final, verdict for the campaign on this game, what am I giving this game? I'm giving this game a 2 out of 10. That is basically what I'm giving this game. This is literally the worst, Call of Duty storyline that I've played. It's way worse than Vanguard. Even though I had my problems with Vanguard, at least Vanguard still had those cinematic linear, missions, and so did Modern Warfare 3 for the most part, even though Modern Warfare 3 had some of those annoying open combat missions. This game was something else. This game was a complete disaster. Worst Call of Duty game that I've ever played. I didn't think that I would play a worser Call of Duty game ever again, but it happened. And I will say this game, I will always have a special, whenever I think of this game, Black Ops 7, I will always have that special burning hatred for this game in my heart. Because what this game did is, this is not just some regular Call of Duty game. This game took Black Ops 2, one of the most beloved series in the Call of Duty, world. Possibly even the best Call of Duty storyline of all time, Black Ops 2. They took the best Call of Duty storyline of all time, and they ruined it, violating the lore, not even understanding the lore in their own story. Chloe and Harper both being alive, creating a stupid Warzone campaign with hallucination zombies, making it 4 hours long, bullet sponge enemies, forgetful characters, annoying characters too, terribly written protagonists like 50-50. It's just, the list just goes on and on and on and on. The lore makes no sense. Falsely advertising Menendez that he would be in the game when he only appears 2 times in the game, and he's a hallucination. Making Mason kill Menendez, which makes no sense. That Mason would not do that. Mason would have taken him prisoner. It's just, I know I'm going on a rant here, but guys, if you stayed with me for this whole video and you're still watching up until this point, I did not write any of this. I did not create a script for any of this. I literally spoke completely from the heart on everything that I've said here. I just had an outline of just the bullet points that I wanted to go over on my computer, but I literally said everything literally from the top of my heart right here. No script whatsoever, because that's how, pissed I was about this game. That's how I thought this review would be the best to make. I thought this review would be the best to make it if I made this review talking directly from the heart instead of just writing it down and reading off a script, because this is how much this game hurt me. This game really, really pissed me off. I will say that. I don't think I'm ever gonna, play Black Ops 7 again. The only thing I might do with Black Ops 7 is I might install it one time and just do one multiplayer match so I can at least unlock the Caesar's Legion helmet in Fallout 76. I like the Fallout series a lot. But that's it. They promise that they're not going to have these, that they're not going to have these ridiculous skins that they've had in Warzone and multiplayer. But guess what? Now they're doing a collab with Fallout. Yeah, they're doing it with Fallout, and they're doing that only because they're desperate. That's why, because Fallout is so popular. And I want that Caesar's Legion helmet in Fallout 76. I do want that. So I'm probably going to install it, play one multiplayer match so I can get the Caesar's Legion helmet in Fallout 76, and then I'm going to delete the game and never touch it again. But I will say this, thank you everybody who watched this review, and thank you everybody who watched my playthrough, and you suffered with me, because as Menendez says, suffer with me, we really did suffer this time throughout this storyline, and I probably saved a lot of people money. I've read a lot of comments of you guys, a lot of you guys have watched my playthrough and say, wow, professional, I didn't realize how shit this game is. Thank you for helping me save my money. So I helped a lot of you guys save your money, so, I'm glad I reached out to a lot of you guys, and I stopped people from buying this terrible game. And also, you guys helped me also, because by watching my video and watching my playthrough, you guys helped me get my money back for Black Ops 7. So this was a learning experience. As we helped save people from buying this game, from buying this terrible game, and you guys also helped me get my money back from that game by watching these videos. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think down below of this game. Did you play through this game, or did you only watch my playthrough? If you enjoyed this video, do drop a like. Make sure to share my video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.